Hey delegates, very good morning to all of you. It's morning in Mumbai at this point in time, and I'm very happy that we have gotten so many registrations for the Model G8 Summit that is going to be conducted in IIM Kolkata, and I'm very happy to be associated with it. My name is Ananj Prasad, and I'm the founder and managing director of Manworld India. We have collaborated with one of the student societies in IIM Kolkata to conduct this seminar, and a Model G8 Summit rather, and I hope it's going to be a wonderful experience for all participants. Now, the reason due to which I'm basically sending you this video, or rather sharing this video with you, is so that you get a further idea of how this entire Model G8 is going to flow, the flow of discussion. As I believe that there is a little bit of a paucity of time, as such there is only 5 hours at the disposal of the organizers for the Model G8 Summit. Discussions are going to take place in a slightly faster manner as opposed to a normal MUN which goes on for 2 to 3 days. But that at no point in time is going to affect the level of discussion or the quality of debate, in my opinion. And just so that you all get a further idea of how the debate is going to move forward, I'm going to give you all a few pointers. First and foremost, as I've already mentioned in the procedural training video that was shared with you all, there is going to be an executive board that I believe is going to comprise of one of the most distinguished faculty members from IIM Kolkata, along with a moderator who I believe is Harishwar Subramaniam. Now, they are going to be the people who are going to be moderating and judging committee respectively. Harishwar, of course, moderating, and he is going to be responsible for taking committee forward. As far as you Model G8 members are concerned, the 8 delegates, he for you all is the chair, and the decisions on moderation by Harishwar will be final, right? At all points in time, you should refer to him as either Sir or Honorable Chair, and make sure that you only speak when you raise your placards during formal discussion. Now, if you have gone through the procedural training video, you would have understood the concept of moderated and unmoderated caucuses, of general speakers lists. All these things apply to a G8 summit as well. It is important to note that even though we are simulating a G8 summit, we are not really following the procedure of the G8. We are going to be following what we call UNA-USA procedure, which I have already explained in the procedural training video. So as such, the flow will be as follows. Each delegate, to start off with, will be allowed to speak on the general speakers list, give an introductory speech of sorts. Now this introductory speech will be for the topic as a whole, alright? The entire topic related to risk management and sustainability in the world. So each one of you 8 delegates can give the introductory statements of your respective delegations or countries, and we move forward from there on. So initially we discuss the topic as a whole, and then we move into moderated caucuses to discuss the specific topics, the topic of annexation separately and the topic related to European farm subsidies separately. So we start off with the general speakers list where every delegate speaks up. You can probably have a couple of rounds of speeches if you want to address each of the topics, subtopics rather, specifically. Subsequent to that, we have moderated caucuses. One moderated caucus dealing with the issue of annexations. Now in the moderated caucus itself, you can have an extended discussion. Subsequent to which you can have a small unmoderated caucus to work on a working paper. Harishwar will explain how to develop this working paper. And of course there is an unmoderated caucus that you can also run in a similar manner after the moderated caucus for European farm subsidies. So it's best to first discuss the topic as a whole, then break it up into specifics, come up with working papers for each of these topics, and then at the end of, let's say, 4 hours of discussion, because I believe that this is going to take a sizable amount of time, you can come up with a communique. A communique is like the final document that the session comes up with, the committee comes up with, for both topics and the agenda as a whole. Now, as far as formal documentation is concerned, please rest assured that the chair will guide you in relation to all of this. A few pointers that you need to keep in mind while researching is firstly the foreign policy of your country. It is very important that you stick to your foreign policy. At no point in time are you supposed to represent your opinion. If you are the delegate of the Russian Federation, you are going to represent the view of the Russian Federation on the issue of Crimea, right? So foreign policy is very important. You are going to be judged on the basis of the foreign policy. Now you stick to it. Secondly, you're going to be judged, of course, on your debating skills, but more importantly, you're judged on your lobbying skills. So in a Model G8 summit or in a Model United Nations summit, what's important is not only speaking up and presenting your views, but getting the support of the rest of the committee for your views as well, right? You need to have more and more members on your side. So when you come up with formal documents like a working paper or communique, everything, as I told you, works in an MUN on procedural or substantive vote. So in both these cases, you require the support of your fellow members. If you do not have that, you're definitely going to lose out. So please work hard on logging along with debating, and please make sure you participate in formal documentation as well. Now, as far as voting on a communique is concerned, the procedure is slightly different from the official procedure in a G8 summit. Once again, you will be informed about the same on the day of the MUN by Harishwar and the honorable faculty member. If there are any further doubts, I believe it is best that you get in touch with Harishwar Madhumita, or you can also email me on anansh@manworldindia.com. I believe that a little bit of research is very, very important. To start off with, you definitely should go through the study guide. The study guide also provides you with further research links, and beyond those research links, you're going to have to do something called the country-specific research. Now, this country-specific research is something that you're going to have to delve into yourself, right? You're free to quote any sources, any facts that you deem fit. However, if you are asked for proof, if a point of order is raised, the only two sources that will be recognized as valid are either Reuters reports or reports from official UN sites, right? So that's the procedure that we follow. Beyond this, one last thing that I'd also like to state here is the study guide basically provides you with a basic brief of the topic, right? Beyond this, you're going to have to deep dive into research. But at the same point in time, since we only have 5 hours of discussion, we are not looking at delving very deep into each of these topics. It's better to look at more of a holistic solution rather than specifics, and try and solve the entire agenda as a whole. You don't want to get into a situation where you only discuss European farm subsidies or only discuss annexations. The whole objective of the G8 is to have a discussion on all the topics and come up with a comprehensive solution. So I guess that with the procedural training video and this, you should be well prepared, and I wish you best of luck for your MUN.